All right, good evening, cyber friends. It's the Middle Man coming at you again from Walker Studio B, and we like to give God all the praise and honor as usual, and thank Him and give Him all the glory. And matter of fact, we thank you for all the cyber friends and all of you. For those of you that are local, um, for those of you that are local and everything, I would like to just say here that and we like to send our condolences out to the Holmes family. Matter of fact, my church members and Sister Dot and Al Joseph, Deacon Greg. We sending out all the condolences to all of y'all and the family, Terrell, Jan, PJ, Brian, all of you. We were sad to hear about the passing out of our brethren, our deacon, Deacon Herman, bro Holmes. Like I say, he's a deacon of Antioch, and we all of us grew up there at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, and so we were saddened to hear about the homegoing of our dear brother. But nevertheless, we still gonna lift up the name of Jesus. We're gonna still praise God for what it is, and we saying that we are praying for the family that we know that at right about now ain't too much nobody gonna say is gonna matter too much right about now. But we just say y'all just hang on in there and everything to give God the praise, give God the glory. God will hold you and carry you through, and He will give you the wisdom and the courage and the strength to deal with even this. So we would just say that, and we'll leave it at that for right now. But everybody know that our dear brother and fellow brethren of there in Antioch, we all are deacons. We were Deacon Herman, bro Holmes, have graduated from life to life. That's what I always like to say it is. So we just telling the whole family, hang in there. To God be the glory. We give Him all the praise, and we're gonna praise God anyhow. And we praying for y'all strength. Um, I really, God knows, I was trying to figure out a way to do this without being, in other words, like I say, you don't ever want to be judgmental with no one. And I tell people, don't be so quick to lay hands on folks without knowing what you're talking about at least. Sometimes we think we know what we're talking about. A lot of times we may not. We may miss it just a tad. But nevertheless, um, I got something that I want to just kind of deal with here, carry it across to the masses and people. Those of you that's involved in your church or auxiliaries, whichever church it may be. You might be involved in the usher board, or be on the deacon board like myself here, and be the part of the choir, or on the kitchen committee, or whatever y'all want to call it, whatever it might be, whatever part or role that you play in whatever you do. And I'm just saying inside of the church, but it doesn't necessarily have to be inside the church. It doesn't necessarily. It could be in any area of life, in or outside the church. But this is one thing, people, that I believe in, and I've often say we ought to, all of us, everybody need to stay in their lane. Now, y'all know what I mean when I say stay in your lane, meaning you do that what you are able and capable of doing, and that's what has been assigned to you to do, and then you stay out of the way of everybody else. Um, when I went to junior college, right over there in Andrew College in Cuthbert, I was a music major, majoring in music. And all of us that was concentrating in music studies, we were required to be in the Andrew College Choraleers, concert choir. That was a requirement. You was a music major, you didn't have any choice. You had to be in choir. And I mind you that a lot of the music majors, all of us was not singers. All of us was not singers. I mean, songsters. I say it like that. We wasn't Whitney Houston's and Luther Vandross's, but we were music majors. In other words, the piano major had to take choraleers and choir just as well as the sax major or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now, what I meant was because of the fact that our major in concentration was music, it was a requirement that we be in that concert choir. Therefore, we had to practice and we had to study and we had to practice and we had to study. But it was one thing, and this is what I say about, now I'm going to talk about me, man. I can talk about me. I ain't got to talk about you, but I can talk about me to make my point. People, I have been on and off trying to do a little singing here and there ever since I was small. But I ain't never been no songster. Never. You ask me now about singing. I tell you now, no, I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer. I don't classify myself as a singer. Never have. But I've been around it most of my life, and I do know it when I hear it. But as far for me calling myself a songster, no, not for a long shot, not by a long shot. But at least I can, just a little bit, I can carry a tune in a bucket, and I know how to stay in my key. But I'm not a Luther Vandross. I'm not a Maurice White. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that. Therefore, I don't try to do certain things in that area. People, if you are not able to stay on pitch, please, ma'am, please, sir, listen to me, man, good. If you are not able to stay on pitch, then choir might not be for you. I mean, just being for real. When I was in the Andrew College Choraleers, and I remember we used to sing, and we had to read the music. So we were actually reading from the music, from the repertoire. And I can look at a note and say, okay, this is an A, this is a C, this is a B flat, this is an E flat, this is a G sharp, or whatever. I knew that, but not because of the fact that I was a great singer, but it was because I was a music major. I know what I was looking at. But now you had some that was in that choir. They was absolute awesome voices. They were voice majors. Now they could project their voices. They could project their enunciation and everything was on key. They could really sing. I admire good singers. I do. I admire good singers. But you know what? I don't hate bad singers. But the one thing I do say, I will say this. If we cannot hold the tune, if we don't have the voice, and everybody wasn't put on the earth, y'all, to sing. I know everybody join the church, they want to get in the choir. I know that. But there are other things in the church that to do besides singing in the choir. But if it's singing is not your gift, well, you know what people always say about the Lord will understand. No, the Lord ain't gonna understand nothing. I wish people would stop saying that, because I done read the scriptures about that. You need to read 1st and 2nd Chronicles about worship and how David and Solomon and them, they placed great emphasis on the worship service in the temple, and how great money was spent to the excellence of the perfection of the worship service and the worship experience. They were skilled. Now you go there and read it for yourself. They were skilled musicians and singers. That wasn't somebody that thought they wanted to sing and they go up there and go with them hall calls and all that. No, they were skilled. Now, people, if you cannot sing Mary Had a Little Lamb without going off key, the choir ain't for you. I mean, point blank. We ain't got to go no further than that. Just, people do not want to just come on out and tell you. The pastor ain't going to just say, sit down. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. But, my God, if I don't believe some people can really hear themselves. Because with me, I can hear when I'm off. I can hear it when I'm off. But some can't. And they get worse, and they get worse and it just sounds so bad. And you know what? I don't care how many people you have in your choir. You can have 100-piece choir. Everybody's singing. And I don't care how, like I said, the one that's off key, that's the one you're going to hear. Amen. Now, y'all may not believe it, but go ask anybody that know a little bit about singing. And like I tell everybody, I know that I'm no songster. But at least I can try to carry a tune in a bucket a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, we want to be on the main spots of the choir. We want to sing solo. We want to be. No, you don't need to sing no solo because you can't stay on pitch. I mean, thank God that they got you in the choir or got you in the group or whatever it might be. Thank God they're allowing you to stay because you're on pitch. You sing totally flat. Guess what? You cannot have that and call that perfected praise, people. You can't. You can't. And I know a lot of people going to not like this video. They're not going to like what I'm saying, but God knows that it's not because me, the man, is trying to break down on nobody. Because I'm telling you myself, I'm not a songster. I'm not a songster. I go haywire myself. And especially now since I've lost most of my wins, I know I wasn't doing great that much in the beginning, but I know I ain't got it going on too much right now. And I'm just putting it out there like it is. There's some songs that I just will not attempt because I know I cannot pull it. And I'm not going to go out there and embarrass the choir, embarrass myself, trying to do something that I know that I'm not qualified to do. Now that's just bottom line. And I just had to come back and say that. And I had to say it in that capacity that I said it, but I done said it. And God knows I mean well, but I brought myself included. I got about middleman first, so I ain't trying to just pinpoint no specific person. But I'm saying we all should take a check on ourselves. Do a self-check. And that's do a soul search. You know what y'all people, let me tell you something. Y'all are not crazy. Just do a soul search. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I qualified to do these things that I'm trying to attempt to do? It ain't got to be singing. It can be anything. It can be anything. I just use singing as one of the examples. But it can be anything. If you don't have a good personality and friendly, you ain't got no business being on the usher board. It takes friendly people to be on the usher board. I know some people they don't even know how to smile. They don't even know how to smile. They'll crack their whole face off because they don't have that personality. So they don't need to be an usher. An usher need to be a friendly type person, because they got to greet people. And the way people are greeted determine whether or not they're going to come back into your congregation. That's how come a lot of people don't like to go into certain congregations, because of how cold they be treated. I'm just throwing it out there for y'all tonight. This deacon walker tonight. I'm just talking to y'all that deacon walker tonight. Not so much as middleman, but as deacon walker. I'm telling you what I see. And I see this every Sunday. I see it every day. I see people, all of us, trying to do things that we're not qualified to do. Amen. Amen. So with that said, God knows I hope somebody hear it and take heed. And I just say, ask yourself a question. Just like I asked myself, I ask myself, man, are you qualified to do this? Are you really qualified? Now you ask yourself that question. If you're not qualified, move out the way and let somebody come in which that is qualified, and that way we can have the best of both worlds. We can have the best usher bowl, we can have the best deacon bowl, we can have the best choir, we have the best church service and worship experience. We can have the best of everything and on every hand if everybody would just get in their prospective places, get in their lane, do what they are gifted to do, and stop trying to do that stuff that we are not gifted to do. Amen. With that being said, this Smitty man saying that whatever you get into, if God ain't in it, it's best that you come out of it because it's going to come to nothing. Till the next video, next Bible study, which is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as my group rehearsal with the Junior Walker and the Gospel Tritone. We supposed to have our rehearsal at 7:30 tomorrow night. So until then, peace and good night.